At recess, Clark wouldn't play with his friends. He just moped and muttered and grumped by himself. "Why so glum, chum?" said Joey.
Every time I try to make a big impression, something goes wrong. Joey shook his head. Bigger isn't always better sometimes. The best things like me come in small packages.
Oh, shall we pause for the cause for Aqua's relog?
Yes.
All right, we'll pause for the cause for Aqua's relog. I think so. Well, I wouldn't want to come back and miss the whole story, you know what I'm saying?
What do you guys think so far? Do you think Clark is doing too much?
I think, yeah, maybe a little bit.
I think some girls just would rather just a little bit of, like, attention. Notice me. Those kind of things instead of trying to be a big hero. He is.
You know what's the one thing he hasn't done yet? He hasn't actually asked Anna what she might like.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't like winners, or she doesn't like big and flashy. Although I will say the kelp spelling on the lockers was too darn cute. It's a shame those barracuda mess it up.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. We do a lot of the NO sport fishing, okay? And my husband made that gesture because we couldn't stop catching barracuda one night. He couldn't keep it. Oh my gosh, yes, whoever just did that. That is what I was trying to do earlier, but I couldn't find my spaghetti gesture and I wound up just screaming, which is valid, but also spaghetti gesture.
I can't find my spaghetti gesture either.
He couldn't help it. Yeah, spaghetti, spaghetti. You're an OG if you know where that's from. Spaghetti. Hello, welcome in. Pick a seat, any seat. We are waiting for Aqua's relog. We have paused for the cause.
Yes.
Hey, look at that. She back. Yeah, we gotta wait till we're no longer Cheeto Puff clouds. Let us know when you can see us. Let us even know when you can hear us. Yeah. Shall we take that last page again, Annie? Yes. Shall we take that? All right, let's run it back. At recess, Clark wouldn't play with his friends. He just moped and muttered and grumped by himself. "Why so glum, chum?" said Joey.
Every time I try to make a big impression, something goes wrong. Joey shook his head. Bigger isn't always better sometimes. The biggest things like me come in small packages.
Oh yeah. Later, at lunch, Clark was playing Whirly Doodle. After one wild game, he spun into the seagrass and landed with a thump. And there in the green, he spotted something.
Clark parted the grass, and right before his eyes, he found the tiniest, pinkest, most perfectly heart-shaped shell. Clark thought of Joey's words. Could something small be best of all?
Then he carefully picked up the shell and brought it to Anna. Whoosh, washa.
This is for you, Anna. Happy birthday. Clark held his breath. Would she like his gift or laugh at his sharky face?
Anna smiled. Clark, that's so sweet. Well, not as sweet as you. Clark the shark blushed 4 shades of red. I like you, Anna.
I like you too, Clark.
And that afternoon, when the school day was done, Anna didn't catch the school boat after all. Instead, she swam home with Clark the shark. Whoosha washa. Aww.
That's
The
cute.
end.
The end.
Of Clark the shark takes heart. Okay, that was cute.
That was adorable.
Thank you. That was cute. I'll give him that. He did find a good shell. Yay! Shark bait brouhaha. Love it last. Okay. I'm hoping. Thank you, comma. Absolutely. Yes. Who here remembers Corduroy? Corduroy? Yes.
A throwback.
I loved this book when I was little. My book actually felt corduroy-y. I don't know how else to explain. Yes, the bear, JJ, exactly. Can you see him up here on the
If you
mushroom?
remember this book, you might remember the Velveteen Bear.
The Velveteen Bear.
I mean the Velveteen Rabbit. My bad.
Velveteen Rabbit? Okay, I was like, I don't know about the bear. Oh my gosh.
I'm looking at Corduroy the Bear.
Right. I feel that. I was a little confusion as well.
Yes, Paddington Bear too, yeah.
Oh, yes.
I love him because he loves orange marmalade.
I thought you were going to say he loves orange soda because only the person I know is Cal, and Cal likes orange soda. So.
Who loves orange soda?
Cal!
I do.
Okay, Chris, what you got? I love Cal, yes!
He was orange my soda. Favorite.
We got some 90s babies.
Too, though.
Do I read no picture books? Yeah, I read no picture books sometimes, but I don't know, a lot of kids will be like, where's the pictures? And then I'm like, well, it's a no picture book, and then it's like a whole thing, and yeah. Oh, you mean you want us to read the book with no pictures?
We've read that like 4 times
now. Oh, we have read that before. Okay, maybe, yes. You know what? If we had time for an encore book today, we'll read that book, okay? How does that sound? Is that fair? Clap. I got a clap from Cress. I'm feeling like that's maybe. Vivi, come on now. You're driving a hard bargain. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Cress agreed, so yeah, we'll take him with Cress's clap. We'll go on with that. For those that are just joining us, welcome into Storytime. If you're new or if you're returning, we appreciate you carving out some time to spend with us for stories today. We are reading for the first time here at the Hearth Community Center, located in the town of Grimlocke Roleplay Community. If you have time to check it out, if you're looking to RP and or be involved in some activities throughout the week, highly recommend you take a look at the calendar over there on the wall. They have craft time tomorrow. Have no clue what it is, but I know I might be here for that because I want to craft. Maybe they'll let me sit in the corner or something. Yeah, I know.
Even though you're an adult.
Yeah, maybe they'll let me craft some. Maybe they'll craft frogs. That'd be cool. All right. I digress. Moving on to Corduroy by Don Freeman. Cute. Look at these little overalls. I love this book. Creepy clown, though. I'm not going to lie. If you have a problem with clowns, don't look at the first page.
I love the clown. I love the
Is being lazy a sport? If so, you need... Yeah, I would say. I think that's a good sport.
The doll is a little creepier to me.
A little creepy. Didn't look that creepy back in the day, I guess. Corduroy is a bear who once lived in the toy department of a big store. Day after day, he waited with all the other animals and dolls for somebody to come along and take him home.
The store was always filled with shoppers buying all sorts of things, but no one ever seemed to want a small bear in green overalls.
Then one morning, a little girl stopped and looked straight into Corduroy's bright eyes. "Oh, Mommy," she said, "look! There's the very bear I've always wanted." "Not today, dear," her mother sighed. "I have spent too much already. Besides, he doesn't even look new. He's lost the button to one of his shoulder straps. No."
Corduroy watched him sadly as they walked away.
"I didn't know I'd lost a button," he said to himself. "Tonight I'll go and see if I can find it."
Late that evening, when all the shoppers had gone and all the doors were shut and locked, Corduroy climbed carefully down from his shelf and began searching everywhere on the floor for his lost button.
Suddenly he felt the floor moving under him. Quite by accident he had stepped onto an escalator, and up he went.
Could this be a mountain? He wondered. I think I've always wanted to climb a mountain.
He stepped off the escalator as it reached the next floor, and there before his eyes was the most amazing sight. Tables and chairs and lamps and sofas and rows of beds. "This must be a palace," Corduroy gasped. "I guess I've always wanted to live in a palace."
He wandered around, admiring the furniture. This must be a bed, he said. I've always wanted to sleep in a bed. And then he crawled up into the large and thick mattress.
All at once he saw something small and round. "Why, here's my button!" he cried, and he tried to pick it up. But like all the other buttons on the mattress, it was tied down tight.
He yanked and pulled with both paws until pop, off the button came, and off the mattress Corduroy toppled.
Bang! Into a tall floor lamp. Over it fell with a crash.
Corduroy didn't know it, but there was someone else awake in the store. That night, Watchman was doing his rounds on the floor above. When he heard a crash, he came dashing down the escalator.
"Now who in the world did that?" he exclaimed. "Somebody must be hiding around here.
He flashed his light under and over sofas and beds until he came to the biggest bed of all, and there he saw two fuzzy brown ears sticking up from underneath the cover.
"Hello?" he said. "How did you get upstairs?"
The watchman tucked Corduroy under his arm and carried him down the escalator.
And set him on the shelf in the toy department with the other animals and dolls.
Corduroy was just waking up when the first customers came into the store in the morning. And there, looking at him with a wide, warm smile, was the same little girl he'd seen only the day before.
"I'm Lisa," she said, "and you're going to be my very own bear. Last night, I counted what I've saved in my piggy bank, and my mother said I could bring you home.
Shall I put him in a box for you? The saleslady asked. Oh, no, thank you, Lisa answered, and she carried Corduroy home in her arms.
She ran all the way up 4 flights of stairs into her family's apartment and straight to her own room.
Corduroy blinked. There was a chair, a chest of drawers, and alongside a girl-sized bed stood a little bed just the right size for him. The room was small, nothing like an enormous palace in the department store. Then this must be home, he said. I know I've always wanted a home.
Lisa sat down with Corduroy on her lap and began to sew a button on his overalls. I like you the way you are, she said, but you'll be more comfortable with your shoulder strap fastened.
You must be a friend, Corduroy said. I've always wanted a friend. Me too, said Lisa, and gave him a big hug. The end.
Aww. That was so cute. It's got me wanting a teddy bear. Dang it. I know, right?
I have my teddy bear. I'm hugging him right now.
Okay, good. I gotta get me one of them. Actually, I do. Somebody gifted me a Build-A-Bear frog bear for my birthday.
Yes, hug your frog.
I gotta get my frog next
Sometimes
time.
they feel abandoned.
Oh, no. What? Don't tell me that.
Mm-hmm. If you don't hug them enough.
Alright, I'll hug it later just for you. Just because you said that. Okay, so this book I'm very excited to read because while putting this book together, my cat decided to help me. Maybe it was because it's a book about dogs, I'm unsure. So throughout this book, we might see a little bit of my cat in here. Just, if you see it, point it out, we'll all chuckle. This is The Artist by John Bianchi. In memory of Jean Richard, to Lupicia and Anne, who provided the inspiration for this story.
Lupica.
Lupica. Thank you. The Artist. Even when he was very young, Emilio loved to paint. Though his paint box was small, his imagination was immense, and he would often work for hours painting remarkable pictures while dreaming of a life as a great artist.
I see Moo's paw. Is that Moo or Rowie?
It's Rowie's little paw. You see the paw? Everybody, take a look. His name is Rowie. He is 9 years old. He is my precious bean. I will have to take a pic. Let me find a photo of him. Let me see here, so you can get the whole cat, right? Not just a footy tootie. Let's see. Oh, here he is, helping me with my books. Okay, here we go. Kitty Pig. He is Chumby, correct? Okay, Kitty Pig incoming. Okay. All right. Here he is in all his glory. Can't peep the beans from there because he's in my basket of books, but, you know. He's a good helper. He's a great helper. Meow. That's my baby.
When he grew older, Emilio loved to go to the park to study the famous artists of the day. He would often make notes and drawings in a small sketchbook that was with him wherever he went. Sometimes he would visit Henry Maltese, known for his legendary experiments with color. Ooh.
Wow. Other times he would stop for a chat with Dame Emily von Borzo. whose powerful landscapes were filled with magnificent light, and he would never miss a chance to watch Camille Briard, whose use of radical composition had turned the art world upside down. Emilio could not wait to grow up and follow in the footsteps of his heroes. Some day he, too, would be a painter of great landscapes. Oh, I could do that. Great colors.
But luck was not with Emilio. Times turned tough, and each member of his family had to help out. "And what will you do?" asked Emilio's mother. "I will paint faces in the little park by the Gorgonzola Bridge," said Emilio. And that is exactly what he did. In fact, he became well known for the glorious rainbows he could paint on the cheeks of the young customers. But this left no time for painting great landscapes. Aw, I love the rainbow.
When he was older, Emilio decided to attend art school. "And how will you pay for your art education?" asked Emilio's father. "I will sketch portraits of the ladies and gentlemen in the town square," replied Emilio, and that is exactly what he did. "Look at the little poodle lady with her hat. Her hat!"
So cute. While he was at art school, Emilio fell in love with the beautiful Lemon Jello. Lemon Jello. "Will you marry me?" asked Emilio one day while they were dancing at the cafe. "Of course," replied Lemon Jello. "And how will you two support yourselves?" asked their parents when they had been told the news. "I will create fashion designs for all the famous dress salons," said Lemon Jello. "And I will make posters of the town's opera house," replied Emilio. Lemon Jello.
Emilio and Lemon Jello hoped to have a large family, and when the little ones arrived, Emilio took an extra job working nights at the Provolone Signs Company. Now, the painting of great landscapes was nothing more than a distant memory that would sometimes visit Emilio while he was inscribing an especially ornate letter on one of his signs.
Oh, look at that beard. Or changing a diaper on one of his puppies. Oh my God.
We gotta count this litter. 1, 2,
Snoopy,
3,
right there.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my gosh. I'm counting 9. If we don't count the shadows, 1.
10.
That's a lot of puppies. Right. Whenever the town needed an artist, Emilio was always there. He designed packages for the Presto Pasta Company, fashioned greeting cards for the Mamma Mia stationery store, and sketched courtroom scenes for the town's newspaper. He even helped a local architect design affordable houses. And so went the artist's life. Happily distracted by the joys of his family and his work, Amelia had no great chance to create great landscapes.
Only in his later years did Amelia finally find time to paint on sunny days. He would visit the park to work on his landscapes, but would usually end up entertaining his many grandpups. Wow!
Grandpups? That means his babies are all all right, let's count the grandpups now. They had a litter of what? 9? 10? And let's see the grandpups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11?
11.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
It's a lot of grandpuppies. One day, when he was quite old, Emilio fell gravely ill. A doctor was summoned, and his family gathered around him. All knew that Emilio was not long for this world. Some started to cry. "Please," said Emilio, "do not cry for me. I have had a good, long life, and have been able to watch you all grow up. I only wish that I had more time to spend with the beautiful lemon jello, and maybe a few more moments to paint pictures of this wonderful land.
Sad face.
Sorry, I was reading. The old artist died in the night and was immediately escorted to heaven by an angel. After a hot bath and a cup of cappuccino, Amelia was given a new robe, a fresh set of wings, and an halo. Then he was brought before God. My staff and I have watched your life with much interest, said God, and since you have led an honest and kindly life and have always cared for your family, we have decided to grant you a permanent place in heaven. Now, the first thing you need is a job. We would like to keep our new angels as busy as possible. Let's see. God started reading through his job file. We have openings for a face painter. Must have previous experience. A portrait artist. Please show examples of recent work. And a sign painter. Must be able to spell big words. You may have your choice of any of these fine heavenly occupations.
Thank you, God, said Emilio. I am most honored, but would you have an opening for a landscape artist, perhaps? Let me look again, said God. Well, there is nothing like that available at this time, but why don't I create a job for you in the glorious sunrise department? Oh, say, would you like that? Oh, I would love that, said Emilio. Then you shall have it, said God. But before you start, would you paint one of your famous rainbows on my face here? Ha! Of course, replied Emilio. And so, after a lifetime of hard work, Emilio was at last able to create great landscapes. And one morning, if you're up early enough, you may have the good fortune to see some of his fine work. Aww. The end of The Artist.
The end was so cute.
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
Very, very cute. Aw, Spice. Yeah, I hadn't considered that they would have jobs in the afterlife. Never thought about it like that.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, you want a job?
Yeah, actually, that's what I'm hoping for.
What's your afterlife job that you'd like?
I'd probably be a spirit guide.
Ooh. That sounds like a lot of work.
You know, guiding people, helping people.
Right, right. Who here remembers Madeline? Raise a little paw. Raise a little hand. Raise his hand. Me. Oh, Annie, what happened? You were wearing the book. Raise his paw.
I forgot to add it as a HUD.
Okay. I was like, what happened? You really do? Oh, comma, can you play it? Oh, wait, is that Farah Jacques? Is that what you're singing?
Farah Jacques.
Farah Jacques.
Farah Jacques.
Something.
Something.
Okay, well that settles it. Lord Karu gestures. You're gonna have to make that, please. So we can do it. Madeline.
By
Yes.
Ludwig Bemelmans.
Take it away. You got it.
and an old house in Paris that was covered with vines. Lived 12 little girls. Sorry. The 12 little girls in 2 straight lines.
In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread and brushed their teeth and
went to bed.
Went to bed.
They smiled at the good.
They frowned at the bad.
And sometimes they were very, very sad.
They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines.
In rain
or shine.
The smallest one was Madeline.
Madeline. She was not afraid of mice.
She loved winter, snow, and ice.
Ice. To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh, pooh!"
And nobody knew so well how to fight Miss Clavel.
In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said something is not right.
Little Madeline sat in bed, cried and cried, her eyes were red.
And soon after Dr. Cone came, he rushed out to the phone.
And he dialed. Dun-ton, dun-ton, 10-6. Nurse, he said, it's an appendix.
Everybody had to cry. Not a single eye was dry. Madeline was in his arms in a blanket, safe and warm.
In a car with a red light, they drove out into the night.
Madeline woke up 2 hours later in a room full with flowers.
Madeline soon ate and drank. On her bed there was a crank.
And a crack on the ceiling had the habit of sometimes looking like a rabbit.
It does.
See it? I see it.
Outside were 2 birds, trees, and sky. And so 10 days passed quickly by.
One nice morning, Miss Clavel said, "Isn't this a fine?"
Day to visit.
Madeline.
Visitors from 2 to 4 read a sign outside her door.
Tiptoeing with solemn face with some flowers and a vase.
They're so cute. In the sky, they walked and they walked and said, "Ah," when they saw the toys and candy and a dollhouse from Papa.
But the biggest surprise by far on her stomach was a scar. She's proudly like, "Look at it! Look at it! My battle wound!"
Goodbye, they all said. We'll come again.
And the little girls left in the rain.
Brushed their teeth. Oh,
They
they
went
went home and broke their bread, brushed their teeth.
And went to bed.
In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on a light and said something is not right.
And afraid of a disaster,
Miss Clavel ran fast.
and faster.
And she said, "Please, children, do tell me what is troubling you."
And all the little girls cried, "Boo-hoo! We want to have our appendix out too!"
Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep, said Miss Clavel.
And she turned out the light and closed the door, and that's all there is. There isn't any more. The end of Madeline.
I'm so glad. I love Madeline. It's such a childhood memory for me.
I feel that. I had a little Madeline doll, and she had a little blue dress it was like a soft blue dress, and she came with like a detachable yellow hat and hair and a little raincoat. Gives me Coraline vibes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I did not add it.
She did not return? I think she did return. And I think that's why all the little kids wanted their appendix out too, because she was doted on probably once back home. And they
saw
wanted
the
to be
candy and the
doted on.
toys from Papa and said, I want that too.
That's what they said.
Yep.
Yep. Look at that, Vivi. We're coming up on our last book. And if we read fast, we'll have time for
slow.
a book with no pictures. Thank you, Amelia. We appreciate your love.
Thank you.
Or bless you. My goodness.
Bless you. The Gull That Lost the Sea. Oh, look at him, so cute.
I know, precious baby. By Claude Clayton Smith. Illustrated by Lucinda McQueen. A Little Golden Book.
Once upon a sunny seashore, there lived a gull named Gulliver. Of course, his name is Gulliver.
Right. Gulliver nested among the rocks below the lighthouse. His nest was made of dry seaweed, stems of grass, and old feathers. It was a very warm and wonderful nest.
The lighthouse rose above it like a giant peppermint stick.
Sometimes Gulliver hunted shellfish on the beach. He cracked open the hard shells by dropping them on rocks. Smart cookie.
But most of the time, he followed passing ships, feeding on old scraps the fishermen tossed to him. Doesn't he look like Robin Williams?
He does look like Robin Williams. I was just thinking that. Huh. One day, as Gulliver was following a tanker, dark clouds appeared on the horizon. The wind grew stronger, and the waves crested white. Gulliver was tossed across the sky. The storm swept him inland over valleys and hills.
Look at his eye. His eye is very cheeky, like. All night long, the rain blew cold and sharp. But in the morning, the sun returned. Gulliver flew high above the countryside.
Instead of the rocky beach, Gulliver saw hills and fields. Instead of blue water, he saw green grass and trees. He could not find the lighthouse anywhere. Gulliver had lost his nest. He had lost the sea.
The warm sun dried his feathers, but Gulliver was sad. He soared in wide and lonely circles.
Finally, far below, he spotted a village. As he flew closer, he saw
a lighthouse! Well, it wasn't really a lighthouse, but it did look like the big peppermint stick, and it reminded Gulliver of home. It stood in front of a little store called Tony's Barber Shop.
Tony's Barber Shop here.
You
Yeah.
see? Look at my light pole, look at my pole, look at the peppermint stick.
Tony looked out the window and saw Gulliver sitting atop his barber pole. Gulliver sat there all day.
At closing time, Tony threw some pieces of bread out on the sidewalk at Gulliver. Flew right down to eat. Don't eat those.
Next thing Gulliver knew, he was caught in a big net. He was frightened at first, but then Tony picked him up and he felt warm and safe.
Tony put Gulliver in a cardboard box. It had soft rags on the bottom and holes in the top to let the air in. Gulliver settled down for a nice long nap. Oh, look at those lashes.
The next morning, Tony gave the box to the bus driver. The bus traveled for a long time across the valleys and hills. At last it stopped and the driver took the box outside.
When the bus driver opened the lid, Gulliver flew up into the bright and sunny sky. There was the rocky beach, and there was the blue water, and there was the lighthouse, tall and proud above all the waves.
And in the rocks below, there was Gulliver's nest, snug and warm and waiting. Gulliver had found his home by the sea. The end of The Gull That Lost the Sea. That was so sweet. I can't imagine that happening in today's world. Picking up a
I
bird,
love the illustration.
giving him a little bus pass, getting him home safely.
Yeah.
That was adorable. I love that. All right, Vivi. Vivi! Vivi! Oh. Well, isn't that disappointing?
Well, I guess she'll miss it.
Guess she gonna miss it. All right, who's reading it?
Why did she go to the shower?
Quick, Annie, put your finger on your nose and look at your father. No. What if we all took turns? What if we all read it as a family?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Mama?
So I read a page, you read a page, Papa reads a page.
Pretty much, yep. All right, go ahead. Annie.
The book with no pictures. Warning, this book looks serious, but it's actually completely ridiculous. If a kid is trying to make you read this book, the kid is playing a trick on you. You wind up saying silly things and making everybody laugh and laugh. Don't say I didn't warn you. This is a book with no pictures. It might seem like no fun to have someone read you a book with no pictures.
It probably seems boring and serious, except...
Here is how the book works. Everything the words say, the person reading the book has to say, no matter what.
That's the deal. That's the rule. So that means even if the words say...
Blork! Wait, what? That doesn't mean anything.
Blurf? Wait a second, what? This isn't the kind of book I wanted to read.
And I have to say every word the book says? Uh-oh.
I am a monkey who taught myself to read. Hey, I'm not a monkey.
And now I'm reading you this book with my monkey mouth and my monkey voice. It's not true. I am not a monkey.
Yes, I am a monkey.
I am also a robot monkey. What?
And my head is made of blueberry pizza.
Wait a second. Is this whole book a trick?
Can I stop reading, please? No?
And now it's time for me to sing you my favorite song. A song? Do I really have to sing a...
Gluck, 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 my face is a bug.
I eat ants for breakfast right off the rug!
This book is ridiculous. Can I stop reading yet? No? There are more pages. I have to read the rest.
My only friend in the whole wide world is a hippo named Boo Boo Butt.
And also, the kids I'm reading this book to are the best kids ever in the entire history of the world. Oh, really?
And these kids are the smartest kids too, because these kids chose this book even though it had no pictures.
Because these kids know that this book that makes grown-ups have to say really silly things.
And make really silly sounds like...
Oh no, here it comes!
Oh no! Waka, waka, grump, I do. Boop, 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 eep, blackety, blackety, gibbly, glibbly, gobbly, gibbly, beep, oop, boop, eep, my dookie face.
Please don't ever make me read this book again.
It is so silly.
In fact, it is completely and utterly preposterous.
Next time, please, 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 please choose a book with pictures.
Please? Because this is just too ridiculous to read.
The end. Orc. I didn't want to say that.
The end of the book with no pictures. Was it worth the wait? Was it? Oh, thank you.
Oh.
It was a family effort. Yes, we're going to have to watch that video
If you're
back.
watching this, Vivi, I'm sorry.
Yes, Vivi, hi, it's us in the past. You'll see this in the future. We read this for you, but you weren't here. Bring the book to... I got you, Amelia, I got you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kama, for helping out with that. That was great.
You're
Your deep
welcome.
voice adds great flavor to the words. Did you, Jane? Well, what'd you think about this one? Did you like it? Maybe a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was alright. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out to Storytime here. Our first one at Hearth Community Center. Feel free to check out their calendar of events. Come back, do some crafts tomorrow. Our next story time will be at the end of this month on Friday the 22nd from 5 to 6. So we will see you then. For now, we are signing off. And if you missed it, you're late, or you need to go back, Vivi, and see the story part, we will have this uploaded on YouTube in no time.
Peace.
Bye for now!
Bye.